What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we are about to serve you some piping hot tea. Today, we're diving deep into some major Real Housewives of Atlanta drama that has everyone talking. Porsha Williams just secured a massive victory in her divorce battle against Simon Gobadia. And when I say massive, I mean she's walking away with $40,000 per month in alimony, a Rolls-Royce, and so much more. Y'all, this story has everything: prenups, deportation drama, ICE agents, and courtroom victories. So grab your favorite snack because we're about to break down every single detail of this wild situation. Let me paint the picture for you because this story is absolutely wild from beginning to end. For those who might not be familiar, Porsha Williams has been a staple on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for years, and honey, she has been through it when it comes to relationships. But her whirlwind romance with Simon Gobadia has been something else entirely. Now, Simon Gobadia is a 60-year-old Nigerian businessman, and here's where things get messy from the jump. He was previously married to another RHOA cast member, Falon Gobadia. Yes, you heard that right. The timeline of how Porsha and Simon got together raised more eyebrows than a Botox convention. According to reports, Porsha first met Simon at his now-closed Atlanta restaurant back in 2020. But things really heated up in 2021, and the timing was questionable, to say the least. In May 2021, Porsha announced her engagement to Simon just 1 week after he finalized his divorce from Falon. The Bravoverse was absolutely shook. Their relationship went Instagram official in April 2021, and it was immediately surrounded by controversy because of the overlap with his previous marriage to Falon. The drama was so thick you could cut it with a knife, but Porsha and Simon were determined to make it work. Their love story moved faster than a Georgia highway. We're talking engagement announcement, followed by not one, but 2 elaborate wedding ceremonies. On November 25, 2022, they had a traditional Nigerian ceremony with 250 guests, followed the next day by an American ceremony with 350 guests, including several of Porsha's RHOA co-stars. These weren't small affairs. We're talking about lavish, no-expense-spared celebrations that probably cost more than most people's houses. But as we all know, what goes up in reality TV land often comes crashing down, and this fairy tale was about to turn into a nightmare. Fast forward to February 2024, and news broke that Porsha had filed for divorce from Simon after just 15 months of marriage. 15 months, y'all. After all those elaborate wedding celebrations and social media posts about being so in love, the marriage barely lasted longer than it probably took to plan those weddings. But here's where the story gets really interesting, and this is crucial to understanding why Porsha just scored such a massive victory. Before they said "I do," these two had signed a prenuptial agreement. The prenup was signed on November 17, 2022, just days before their traditional Nigerian ceremony. Now, we all know prenups can be controversial, especially when love is involved, but in this case, it's proving to be Porsha's golden ticket to financial security. On the current season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha has been opening up about what went wrong in her marriage, revealing some pretty shocking details. She said she did not know that certain things he was lying to me about, and described a scary incident where police surrounded their private jet. The details she's sharing paint a picture of a marriage that was troubled behind the glamorous public facade. Despite what looked like a lovey-dovey display on social media, Williams decided to pull the plug after 15 months. And honey, based on what we're learning now, she made the right choice. Now, divorce proceedings can get messy under normal circumstances, but this case has had more twists and turns than a roller coaster. Throughout the legal process, there have been multiple court hearings, with Porsha fighting to ensure their prenuptial agreement would be enforced exactly as written. This was absolutely crucial because the prenup contained specific provisions about alimony, property division, and other financial arrangements that would determine Porsha's financial future. Simon, on the other hand, was reportedly trying to challenge various aspects of the divorce proceedings. There were requests for depositions, discovery processes, and all the typical legal maneuvering you'd expect in a high-stakes divorce case. But here's where things took a dramatic turn that nobody saw coming. Simon ended up having serious immigration issues. Reports started emerging that Simon Gobadia was being detained by ICE, that's Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and was facing deportation back to Nigeria. The situation was so serious that had he not been deported, it was ordered that ICE agents would have transported him to the court hearing. Can you imagine? ICE agents escorting your ex-husband to your divorce proceedings? The drama was off the charts. This added another layer of complexity to an already complicated divorce case. Imagine trying to finalize your divorce when your estranged husband is being held by immigration authorities and facing deportation. The legal logistics alone must have been an absolute nightmare for both sides. But despite all these complications, Porsha and her legal team stayed laser-focused on their goal: getting that prenup enforced and securing the financial protection it promised. And honey, they were about to hit the jackpot. And now we get to the good part: Porsha's absolutely massive victory. Just this past week, a judge made a ruling that changed everything in Porsha's favor, and I mean everything. The court decided to enforce the prenuptial agreement in its entirety, which means Porsha is getting everything she was promised when she signed that contract. Here's what she's getting, and trust me, it's substantial enough to make your head spin. First and most significantly, Simon has been ordered to pay Porsha $40,000 per month in alimony for the next 14 to 15 months. Let me repeat that: $40,000 per month. That's nearly $500,000 per year, and when you add it all up, she's looking at around $600,000 total in alimony payments. That's more money than most people make in a decade. But wait, there's more. Simon is also required to pay all of Porsha's legal fees. Anyone who's been through a contentious divorce knows that attorney fees can quickly add up to tens of thousands of dollars, especially in a case this complex with international elements. Having those covered is a significant financial relief that could easily save her six figures. Then there's the Rolls-Royce situation. Porsha gets to keep the luxury vehicle that Simon had gifted her during their marriage. We're talking about a car that's easily worth six figures, so that's no small consolation prize. Imagine driving away from your divorce in a Rolls-Royce. Talk about making an exit in style. But perhaps most importantly for Porsha's long-term security, there's the matter of their $7 million mansion. While this was originally Simon's premarital property, the court ruling has given Porsha significant rights regarding this property. She has until 2027 to decide what she wants to do with her interest in the home, which gives her time and flexibility to make the best decision for her and her daughter's future. Now, here's where the story gets even more dramatic, if that's even possible. During the court hearing where this major ruling was made, Simon wasn't even physically present in the courtroom. Due to his deportation situation, he had to appear via Zoom, and according to the Breakfast Club podcast, he learned during this virtual appearance that he would be ordered to pay $40,000 a month in alimony and grant Porsha ownership of the Rolls-Royce. Can you imagine being told you owe your ex-wife $40,000 a month while appearing on a computer screen from another continent? The optics alone must have been absolutely surreal. Here's this man appearing virtually, probably from Nigeria after being deported, learning that he's about to be financially responsible for his ex-wife to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. The deportation aspect adds another layer to this already complex situation that makes this story even more unique. Simon being removed from the United States means that enforcing these financial obligations could become complicated. But clearly, Porsha's legal team prepared for this possibility and secured the court order while they still had jurisdiction over him. That's some strategic legal planning right there. Throughout this entire ordeal, Porsha has maintained her dignity and kept her focus on securing her future and that of her daughter, Pilar Gina PJ McKinley, whom she shares with her ex-fiancé Dennis McKinley. During recent episodes of RHOA, we've seen Porsha house hunting and preparing for her post-divorce life, showing that she's been planning for this outcome. This victory represents so much more than just financial security for Porsha. It's validation that the prenuptial agreement she signed was worth every page it was written on. In a world where we often hear about prenups being challenged, overturned, or not being worth the paper they're printed on, seeing one enforced so completely sends a strong message about the importance of proper legal planning before marriage. The fact that the court also granted Williams her request to quash Gobadia's subpoena and request for a videotaped deposition suggests that the court found her case to be straightforward and well documented. Her legal team clearly did their homework and presented a compelling argument for why the prenup should be enforced exactly as written. This case also highlights the importance of having experienced legal representation in high-stakes divorce proceedings. Porsha's legal team successfully navigated a complex situation involving international elements, significant assets, deportation issues, and multiple legal challenges. They turned what could have been a disaster into a complete victory. This case offers several important lessons that extend far beyond just reality TV drama. First, it demonstrates the critical importance of prenuptial agreements, especially when there's a significant disparity in wealth or assets between partners. While prenups aren't romantic, they can provide crucial protection for both parties when relationships don't work out as planned. Second, it shows how immigration status can dramatically complicate divorce proceedings. Simon's deportation situation clearly impacted how this case played out, and it serves as a reminder that legal status can have far-reaching consequences beyond just the ability to remain in a country. For fans of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, this victory also represents a form of justice for Porsha, who has been through several high-profile relationship challenges over the years. From her divorce from former NFL player Cordell Stewart from 2011 to 2013 to her on-and-off relationship with Dennis McKinley, Porsha has faced her share of romantic disappointments in the public eye. But this time, she's walking away as the clear winner. So there you have it, folks. Porsha Williams has secured an absolutely massive victory in her divorce battle against Simon Gobadia. She's walking away with $40,000 monthly alimony, a Rolls-Royce, paid legal fees, and significant rights to a $7 million mansion. It's a perfect example of how proper legal planning and excellent representation can make all the difference when relationships don't work out as planned. What do you think about this outcome? Do you think the prenup was fair, or should Simon have fought harder against its enforcement? And what do you make of the deportation drama adding another wild layer to this already complex situation? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you found this breakdown informative, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest celebrity news and Real Housewives updates. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on how this story develops, especially regarding how these financial obligations will be enforced now that Simon is back in Nigeria. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video with more tea.